So here we have the 2016 Golf R. So it's not quite the facelifted versions that we see on our roads now. Those ones push the brake horsepower over 300. This one's around about 295 and still gets you to 60 in about 4.7 seconds. But what about the looks of the thing? Well, there's a few iconic giveaways that tell you it's not one of the lesser Golfs. Apart from the little R on the front and the back, we'll go straight to what's becoming iconic about the Golf R, the 4 exhausts that stick out the back. They let you know that this is not a GTI and it's also not to be messed with. The sportier body kit, as well as standard 18-inch alloy wheels. I think it looks really, really nice. It's a little bit of a sleeper car, which I personally like as an aging man. I don't like to let everyone know that I'm driving a particularly fast, outlandish car with spoilers and everything like that. So this ticks a lot of boxes for me. Now, what is it like to drive? Well, it's an all-wheel drive, understated hatchback that goes 4.7 seconds to 60, that's almost at 300 brake horsepower. I mean, everything suggests that it's going to drive well, and it absolutely does. But the reason why you buy it is that sound. I mean, literally you're sold on the test drive with that sound. The thing I notice most is sometimes there's some really nice sounding sports cars. I've been very, very lucky enough to drive some nice cars, and sometimes the sound is a little bit underwhelming when it comes through to the cabin, but not with this. When you put it into race mode, you can hear it beautifully, and it gives such a nice note, and probably is the main reason why you opt for an R over a GTI, or certainly a GTD. But going back to what I was saying, there's a lot of cheaper competition out there. Obviously the GTI, the GTD, the Focus ST that we before mentioned. We just used that as a bit of an example, and I'm going to sort of compare them. I mean, it's all about putting it into perspective what you're getting for your money. You're getting a nicer interior with the top of the range Golf R compared to a standard Focus ST, and you're getting a touchscreen infotainment system. You're getting a faster car, you're getting a meaner car. You can opt for all the extras to make it look even more meaner, if that's a good way of putting it. And you know, at the end of the day, you've got race mode. So, I should slam the brakes on a little bit more there. At the end of the day, you've got race mode, which you won't have in those sort of lesser models, I guess. So, would I opt for the top of the range, or would I go for something a little bit cheaper? It's all horses for courses. If you've not got the money or the few £1,000s to go top of the range with an R, you probably settle for a GTI or a GTD. But the good news is, with this particular model that I'm driving now, it's not the facelift model, which means you might be able to pick up a little bit of a bargain, because you're going to get more value for money in this particular model. On mileage, I mean, if you're buying a hot hatch, are you that bothered about mileage? But I'll mention it. On mileage, this reckons it can, in the handbook, reckons it can get to 40 miles per gallon. I don't think so. I think 30 is probably pushing it. I've driven it for a little while, and there's no way that I'm near 40. But that's not the reason you buy these cars. It's a fantastic hot hatch. It's going to be hard to beat this one. I've driven the Focus RS. Been lucky enough to drive the A45 AMG. I've not driven the RS3 Audi yet. Hint, hint. But I'd say this is on a par. I'd say the A45 is going to cost you a load more money. This is just as good.
On the inside, the Golf R is a nice place to be. The seats are comfortable and, dare I say it, much more comfortable than the Focus RS. It's fairly understated and might not be up there with the A45 AMG, but we are talking about VW versus Mercedes there. The infotainment system is simple to use and always fun when you have the sports data up on screen, but of course it doesn't stop there. It has all your car data available from tyre pressure to MPG. The mode button is situated perfectly next to the aesthetically pleasing gear stick, and that's the main button you're going to want to use.
Here we are back at Trade Price Cars HQ. The Golf R is ready to be driven away by one lucky customer. I've absolutely loved driving it, but as you can see, as you get a little look around, there's plenty more for me to review. So please give a like and subscribe to the channel, share it as much as you can, and don't hesitate to come down for a test drive of this as well as all our other stuff. Thanks for watching.